We hope you like the cold because it's here to stay for a while. The Arctic blast has arrived. So is the cold and so is the snow. Today begins a stretch of weather impact days and the worst is yet to come. Check out this time lapse from the 9 News backyard of all those temperatures just plunging last night. Yeah, it got cold and the cold will get even worse. As soon as the system moved in yesterday, the thermometer started plunging. Tonight, we're tracking more dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills that could bring us down well below zero. This is a live look over downtown Denver right now, and it looks frozen. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Mark Salinger. We hope you're staying warm out there. We have complete team coverage for you this evening. Colton Chavez is out at DIA checking in on delays. Spencer Soisher is with first responders as they work to keep people safe. But we begin this evening with 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen with a detailed look about how long this cold will last. Hey, Corey.
Hey, yeah, what an amazingly beautiful night and day we've had here across Colorado, the Front Range. Lots of new snow and a cold, crisp Arctic air mass just sitting right on top of us. Right now we have a few flurries still showing out there in much of the area, isolated around the Front Range. We could see those until about 10 o'clock tonight, and then the flurries will disappear. But this cold snap, this Arctic cold front, will probably go down in history as one of the most powerful. Once it's done with us, here's the back end of that system, which is going to come get us here tomorrow night. It's going to go down here and it could bring snow to the deep south. Places like New Orleans that hasn't seen snow accumulation in 16 years. Tallahassee, Florida could get snow accumulation for the first time in 6 years. So this is a powerful system. Let's focus the next couple of days over the National Western Stock Show. Cold tomorrow with some sunshine. Those snow showers don't come until the evening hours, and then they'll go into the morning hours. And look at the temperatures, -6 on Monday morning, -8 coming up on Tuesday morning. So we're tracking all these freezing stats for you. We could hit many of these as we go into the next couple of days. So we're watching for the cold weather advisories that I'm about to tell you about coming up in the forecast. A little more snow coming tomorrow, and those wind chills are likely coming tomorrow morning. We'll talk about it in the forecast.
114 hours below zero. That's something to look forward to. Thank you, Corey. So when the temperatures get this cold, first responders know that they're going to get a whole lot of calls. They're preparing for it to get even worse. 9 News reporter Spencer Soisher joins us live at a Denver fire station. Spencer, they're busy now, but they'll get even busier over the coming days.
Yeah, Mark, we followed a Denver fire crew around the city today as they went out on their calls. Most of them were related to unhoused people and trying to get them into someplace warm. But they think the majority of their calls won't happen this weekend, but will happen next weekend after this Arctic blast blasts.
Yeah, well, you know.
Rolling the dice.
Who's cooking?
In life, a lot of decisions come down to a simple roll.
Look at that determination.
At Denver Fire Station 4, the start of the day, even on a freezing one like this, centers around the dice.
After a morning roll call, we'll do shut the box, and this is a game to see who's going to cook today.
Firefighter William Kent Kogel has a few names around here.
We usually call him Chef. Chef.
The kitchen skills will shine during downtime between service calls, but it's the other skills between the meals that are the first priority.
Today, it's probably going to be a lot more individuals who are outside, who are cold, who maybe didn't get into a shelter last night. Even with the warming shelters that are available, there's a lot of people that may not choose to use them.
The firefighters have gone on a few of those calls today.
But when it gets this cold, like, no one can be outside in these temperatures. So.
But with frigid air and rough roads, getting there is a grind.
You're not going to calls 60 miles an hour. We might go to a medical or a fire. Our max speed might only be 20 miles an hour today on some of these roads.
Despite the temps and the even colder ones coming, Truck 4 says Saturday and Sunday aren't going to be their busiest days this week.
We might be good for a few days, and then when the temps warm up, then it could be, you know, like water flow palooza.
They'll deal with the thawing of water protection systems, like fire sprinklers and broken pipes. Just like a roll of the dice, they'll learn where soon.
Yeah, I think we've all done this for a long time, that we know when the cold comes, the pipes are going to freeze and they're going to break.
Truck 4 says it responded to 5,000 calls last year, the busiest of any apparatus in the city. Hopefully not 5,000 calls once we all start to thaw out. over the next several days. Live in Denver tonight, Spencer Soysher, 9 News.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Denver Fire Department's busiest day ever was in December of 2022 after a cold spell like this when everything just started melting. Spencer, thank you. Appreciate it. Stay warm out there. The freezing weather is causing some backups at Denver International Airport as well. According to FlightAware, DIA is experiencing the most delays out of anywhere in the country right now. So far, there's been nearly 500 delays. Luckily, no cancellations, though. That's good news. Want to head out there live to our Colton Chavez at the airport, continuing our team coverage tonight. And Colton, everyone seems to be trying to escape to somewhere warmer, right, if they're lucky?
Trying to escape to somewhere warmer, Mark, but also we've met a few crazy people who have said, hey, they came to Colorado specifically for the cold. But we'll get more into that in just a minute. But we've been watching the FlightAware website, and about 51 cancellations between 2 o'clock and where we are now in the 5 o'clock hour. And I have to say, Mark, it's been a pretty chill day at the airport. You see what I did there? Mostly because when you have delays, people aren't rushing to get to their gates. Go ahead and take a look at these TSA screening lines right now. And I mean, if you've been to DIA when this thing has been jam-packed like over the holiday weekend, you know that this is just a nice little walk through getting to your gate. We've spoken with a few different families today, and they said, hey, we're getting here early today because we've heard about the delays. We know that there's cold weather across the nation, and we want to make sure that we get to their gate. So everybody's kind of just meandering through, making their way. And for one family that we spoke to, they said over the years they've started to kind of get acclimated to delays, and they almost expect them. Take a listen.
Perfectly on time. I mean, it's gone a couple times back and forth, 10 minutes, but that's, you know, that's nothing these days. That's, you know, nowadays I don't even call it delay unless it's about an hour.
And actually that family that we spoke to, they were one of the people who said, hey, we're from Austin, Texas. We came to Colorado just for the day to see the snow, to enjoy the cold. So Mark, I have to say, if it means anything for anyone here, it's these days when it gets pretty frigid, it's actually an adventure for some other families. So just two different sides of the playing card. Live at DIA, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
Yeah, it's good to see all those TSA lines so clear, because I know a couple years ago during that last cold spell, we saw some really bad delays in that whole Southwest Airlines fiasco. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Colton, appreciate it. Thank you. So the city of Denver's cold weather shelters will stay open through this Arctic blast. City leaders are asking people to stop at their so-called front door shelter first, either Urban Peak Samaritan House or the Denver Rescue Mission. Then you can check in there and see where else you have to go. So far, we're told that there is still room at those shelters if you need somewhere warm to stay. EXL Energy is also hoping to stay on top of any potential outages. The company has crews spread across the state this weekend trying to respond. They know a whole lot of people will be using much more power than usual to stay warm.
One of the things that we see when we see these really extreme cold weather or icy events is traffic that impacts and hits our infrastructure. That's one of the leading causes of power outages when we see these.
Also, some good news is that we really haven't seen any power outages around the state related to the weather. The snow is really light out there. If you've shoveled it, it kind of just blows off. So that's helping keep the power lines clear as well. So RTD says that riders need to prepare for possible delays and slower travel times while this brutal weather sticks around, especially if that snow turns to ice. It's always a good idea to sign up for service alerts with RTD. Crews are hoping to make sure that things run as smooth as possible. They're focused on keeping overhead wires clean, as well as track switches and train doors from icing up. The potentially dangerous conditions are not stopping skiers from hitting the slopes. Luckily, most of the highways are pretty clear right now, but people are heading up to the high country still to enjoy that fresh powder this holiday weekend. CDOT has issued a winter travel alert as they expect heavy traffic up in the mountains. The snow and cold temperatures will keep those roads slick. Hey, if you're skiing in those negative temperatures, you are braver than I am. If you bundled up enough, though, there was some great sledding and some fun to be had outside today. All the big hills around town were packed. A weekend snowstorm? You know, if you're a kid, you just got to head out there.
I think the sledding conditions are prime. I am so amazed at all these kids who are out here. I grew up actually sledding on this hill, so it's so cool to bring my daughter back here, and it's as good as ever.
I was walking my dog, and there were a lot of people out there. Remember to bundle up. Frostbite can quickly develop in these cold conditions. We'll be out all across the state all weekend long so that you can stay inside nice and warm. You can follow along streaming on 9 News Plus or right here on TV on 9 News. Free to download 9 News Plus on your TV as well.